Alrighty, so chances are if you're watching this, you're probably debating on whether or not to go see Bullet Train, or you're just like me and you love movies. And as someone who just watched it, I want to go ahead and review it for you so you can make this now own decision to spend your hard-earned time and money on a worthy cause, which is darn good entertainment. So I'm going to tell you right away, I think Bullet Train, absolutely worth seeing. Now, if that's all you needed, I bid you adieu. Go have a great time at the movies. Let me know how it goes. But before you go, if this video was helpful for you, I'd be honored if you consider clicking the like button so people just like you're able to find this. But if you want to hear my full thoughts on the movie, I'd say stick around to the very end. I think there'll be some stuff that you want to hear. Okay, so Bullet Train, what is it about? It's about this guy named Ladybug who's a former assassin. He's trying to take snatch and grab assassin jobs that don't involve killing people because he's had enough killing throughout his career. He claims he's got bad luck. No matter where he goes, people die. And honestly, he's just kind of sick of it. So his first job is to just snatch this briefcase off of a train, get it off the train, and go about his merry way. Simple, easy as you like it. However, he starts running into several other assassins who are after that same objective, and things get complicated really quickly. And no matter what happens, he just cannot get off this train. He finds out everybody's got ulterior motives, things start going haywire, and he's got to survive. And we have our movie. So let me start off with what I really enjoyed about Bullet Train. Bullet Train is incredibly well acted by just about everybody. There's not one performance I can even really say that was subpar or even poor throughout it between Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Joey King, Andrew Koji. All of them and more just absolutely crush it in this movie from beginning to end. And I gotta give mad props to Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry. Their characters are brothers in this film, and they really sell that to the highest degree I could have ever asked for. And it really serves as one of the biggest cruxes of the movie. It feels really cathartic, and I just really enjoyed their banter throughout the entire film. They're very convincing, they're very enticing, and just a whole lot of fun to really ride with. And the same with Brad Pitt. He's a little bit more silly, yet really convincing in that silliness. He's not too silly to the point where it's over the top and uncharacteristic. He's just silly enough to make it interesting whilst being a really deadly assassin. He makes it work, he's really charismatic, and he makes it a really great watch. And off to the side, I gotta say, Andrew Koji, he plays more of a serious role in this movie out of all of the characters, but it really works. His motives are a little bit more unselfish and probably a little bit more morally developed than everybody else. So it kind of merits his performance behind the character, and I really dug it. He's kind of the emotional anchor while everyone else has a little bit more silly. It strikes a nice balance, and I really thought it was enjoyable. Now, I'm probably going to get a little bit of crap for saying this, but I gotta say, out of all the performances, I didn't particularly love Bad Bunny's. In a movie where everyone is just an A-list actor and everybody's a standout, and Bad Bunny's a little bit more new to this game, he just doesn't quite get up to snuff as the rest of these actors. I think that sort of thing will come with time and extra practice. It's just out of everybody, I thought he was taking himself a little bit too seriously, and it just didn't really add a whole lot to the movie for me. Was he awful? Absolutely not. Did he really shine? Not really. Additionally, this film is really gratuitous with the violence and the action. If you enjoy movies like Deadpool or Bob Odenkirk's Nobody, this film has a lot of those same violent and action tropes. And in the context of the movie, it lands really well, and it's pretty consistently spread throughout. If you like blood, you like gore, you're going to see a lot of it. If you love action, you're also going to see a lot of it. This movie really sticks to that particular formula and that particular crux without worrying about the plot, which I'll get into in just a minute. But with the film claiming that that is its bread and butter, it really does a great job of sticking that landing to that end, and it really works in the film. Some of the action sequences are just absolutely bonkers, and you'll probably be laughing just at some of the gore because it gets really down and dirty. And finally, I actually really enjoyed the humor that was present throughout the movie. This film is a little bit more on the silly and comedic side of the action equation, and it keeps from taking itself too seriously by recognizing what it is. The movie's very self-aware. It's not going to have a plot that's going to change your mind. It's going to provide you a lot of entertainment value, a lot of great action, and along with that, a lot of comedy sprinkled in. A lot of this does come from Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Brian Tyree Henry, but other characters are able to sprinkle it in throughout the rest of the film, and it really makes everything kind of click. It's that nice extra added supplement that'll make you laugh and add you some comedic relief when you need it most. Even in the most intense and gory of action scenes, you'll probably laugh at least a couple of points throughout, and it really works in this movie. Now, what did I not like so much about Bullet Train? The movie's pacing I thought was really off. There are a couple of lulls throughout the runtime, and I think this movie takes way too long to end. I seriously felt like for the last 45 minutes, the movie was about this close to ending, but then it just keeps introducing new characters and picking things back up again, which does get a little old after a while. I felt like I was waiting for this movie to end for 45 minutes, and when it finally ended, I was just kind of relieved because it felt like it was trying to wrap up and it just wouldn't. And there's nothing worse in a movie than when it tells you it's about to end and it just keeps on going. Nobody likes that. And additionally, I thought thought the movie's overall plot was actually pretty weak. They kind of touch upon the plot at the beginning and also at the very end, but everything else in between is kind of a blurry mess. The movie tries to do some ambitious things with its plot. It gets too big for its britches at points and it kind of loses you. About halfway through the movie, I kind of got lost in what the plot, and I even forgot really what the whole plot was about because they just spend so little time talking about it and more so on the action, which is, like I said earlier, the bread and butter of this movie. It's just with all the fun and all the gratuitous violence and action that this movie has, it almost forgets about its own story, and it will kind of lose you and help you not keep track in the process, which is a bit of a bummer. So if you're looking for a solid story in this film, I don't think you'll find it. Having said that, the film's plot does end on a strong note, so I guess it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, but for me still, the overall experience with that was just lackluster. And additionally, this movie has a habit of jumping around a lot. It introduces a lot of characters at various points throughout the film, and it kind of gets you lost in the sauce because it takes the time to show their origin story. Like literally each time you get introduced to a new character, it'll take like a 2 to 3 minute clip to introduce you and bring you up to speed as to where they came from, which is kind of fun in the movie, but like I said, it really doesn't help in keeping you on track with the overall story. So just take that for what it's worth. So friends, in the end, if I've got to give this movie an overall score, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's absolutely worth seeing in theaters and you're in for a good time. If you're looking for a great story here, I don't think you'll find it, but if you're looking for some gratuitous and fun action with some comedy sprinkled in and great acting performances, this movie is certainly for you. Bring a friend, enjoy the ride. Friends, thank you so much for watching another Bankrupt Hippo movie review. If this was helpful or valuable, I'd be honored if you'd consider checking out my other movie reviews or clicking the like button so people just like you're able to find this. And if you are interested in checking out my other movie reviews, click these end cards up above or the links down in the description below for your viewing pleasure. Once again, this has been the Bankrupt Hippo YouTube channel. I've been Bryce, and until next time, have a great day.